Most people don't need more money, they need to stop one habit. Today, 39 dumb money mistakes people keep making that keep them broke. Like falling for guaranteed returns, the Bernie Madoff kind of promise. Or paying only the minimum on a credit card and calling it progress. Stay for number 39. The last one is insane. Falling for Bernie Madoff returns that were too perfect. In 2008, Bernie Madoff's clients learned their fortunes vanished. On Wall Street, his firm promised steady, boring gains. Feeder funds like Fairfield Greenwich funneled money to him. He showed fake trades and statements month after month. When markets crashed, withdrawals surged, and the math broke. Madoff confessed to his sons, who called investigators immediately. Judge Denny Chin later sentenced him to 150 years. People trusted a legend, not a transparent strategy ever. If it's always smooth, ask what's being hidden there. 2. Trusting FTX with life savings because it looked legit. In 2022, FTX customers watched balances freeze overnight globally. Sam Bankman-Fried ran the exchange from the Bahamas quietly. FTX ads boasted safety, with celebrities selling trust everywhere. Behind doors, Alameda Research borrowed customer funds for trades. A leaked balance sheet raised alarms about shaky collateral. Binance's CZ signaled selling FTT, sparking panic fast too. Bankruptcy filings followed, and prosecutors charged Bankman-Fried with fraud. How many people confused a brand's glow for custody? If you can't withdraw anytime, it isn't yours yet. 3. Chasing GameStop meme stock gains with rent money. In January 2021, GameStop turned rent money into smoke. Keith Gill's posts lit up Reddit's Wall Street Bets community overnight. Traders piled in, chasing a historic short squeeze together. Robinhood then limited buys, and prices whiplashed hard down. Some held calls expiring Friday, praying for miracles daily. Margin triggered forced sales, and screenshots became regrets forever. Congress held hearings while brokers argued about clearinghouses' limits. A meme can move markets, but not your bills. When hype fades, you're left holding the bag alone. 4. Buying crypto at the top after celebrity hype. After the Super Bowl, many new crypto buyers got burned. In early 2022, glossy ads made coins feel inevitable. Matt Damon urged courage, while arenas renamed themselves overnight. Influencers flashed Lamborghinis and promised simple passive income today. Then prices slid, and leveraged liquidations cascaded like dominoes. Some tokens vanished entirely after founders quietly disappeared online. Regulators later sued promoters, including Kim Kardashian, over disclosures. Is it investing or just buying someone else's exit? When fame sells risk, remember, fame won't refund losses. 5. Going all in on one stock like Enron employees did. Enron workers saw retirement accounts collapse along with jobs. In Houston, executives Ken Lay and Jeff Skilling preached growth. Many employees held Enron stock inside their 401. When accounting tricks surfaced, the share price started sliding. During a planned blackout, workers couldn't sell as news worsened. Meanwhile, top leaders cashed out millions before bankruptcy hit. In late 2001, Enron filed, and pensions were wrecked. Loyalty feels noble until it's concentrated financial risk everywhere. Diversify, because your paycheck already depends on one company. 6. Treating buy now, pay later like free money. A $40 purchase can snowball into 5 separate payments. Apps like Klarna, Afterpay, and Affirm made it effortless. In 2021, checkout screens offered installments with one tap. Miss one date, and late fees start stacking quietly. Users opened multiple plans, losing track across retailers fast. Credit bureaus often didn't see the debt until trouble. Regulators later warned BNPL can look like budgeting, not. If it's not painful, are you spending too easily? Small payments are still debt, just sliced thinner now. 7. Paying only the minimum on credit cards for years. A $1,000 balance can haunt you for decades alone. Before 2009, statements barely showed payoff time clearly anyway. The Card Act forced warnings about minimum payment traps today. Paying the minimum mainly covers interest, not the balance. Banks love it because compounding is a quiet engine. A surprise rate hike turns slow progress into reverse gear. People then add purchases, and the finish line moves. Does your card feel like freedom or a treadmill? The story ends faster when principal gets real attention. 8. Using payday loans for regular bills every month. A $300 payday loan can balloon into endless renewals. Chains like Advance America spread across towns with cash needs. Borrowers often repay on Friday, then borrow again Monday. High fees behave like triple-digit interest, just disguised well. In 2015, the CSPB described cycles of debt publicly. Lenders sued regulators, and rules shifted between administrations often. Meanwhile, families paid fees instead of fixing the emergency. If it's called a bridge, why is it always there? Short-term cash shouldn't become a permanent expensive habit ever. 9. Rolling old car loans into a new loan. People drive off happy, carrying yesterday's debt too, inside. At dealerships, it's called negative equity, rolled forward again. You trade in, but the payoff exceeds the trade value. So the difference gets added to your new loan. Monthly payments look fine because terms stretch longer now. Then depreciation hits, and you're underwater immediately, again today. A repair or layoff turns the car into a trap. Why upgrade when the old loan never truly ended? Rolling debt forward is like shoveling snow uphill daily. 10. Financing a car longer than the car lasts. An 84-month loan can outlive the car itself easily. After the pandemic, longer terms became common in dealerships. Buyers focused on monthly payments, not total interest paid. Cars age, warranties end, and repairs start arriving soon. You still owe thousands while the transmission starts slipping. Trading early means rolling negative equity into another long loan. Lenders win twice: interest income and collateral that fades. Would you borrow longer than you plan to keep? A cheap payment can be the most expensive purchase. 11. Leasing luxury cars to look successful. In Miami, rented luxury can mask shaky personal finances. Leases advertise low monthly numbers, hiding big down payments. Some sign 36-month deals for BMWs and Mercedes SUVs. They post lifestyle content, hoping clients assume stability too. Then mileage limits bite, and wear charges appear at return. A job slip turns the lease into late notices. Some roll payments into another lease, chasing the image. Is the car serving you or your ego today? 12. Buying a timeshare you can't easily exit. A vacation promise can become a contract you can't escape. In Orlando and Las Vegas, sales teams offer free gifts. After hours, buyers sign for points, maintenance, and fees. Companies like Wyndham and Hilton Grand Vacations sell flexibility. But annual dues rise even when you can't travel. Resale markets are thin, and scammers pitch exit services. Some owners end up in lawsuits or collections over unpaid fees. Why did a getaway start feeling like a bill? If it's hard to leave, it's not real freedom. 13. Paying for extended warranties you'll never use. That warranty pitch often pays the seller, not you. Robocalls shouting about your car's warranty became a meme. Even legit plans add exclusions for wear, fluids, and seals. Home warranties do it too, with caps and service fees. When the alternator fails, the fine print can say no. Complaints pile up because expectations were sold, not coverage. Meanwhile, you could have saved that premium in cash. Is peace of mind real or just a monthly add-on? Insurance works best when the terms are simple, clear. 14. Gambling with sports betting apps as a side hustle. After legalization, many bettors treated apps like income streams. In 2018, the Supreme Court ended PASPA's federal ban. DraftKings and FanDuel flooded states with bonuses and ads. Parlays looked magical because small stakes promised huge wins. But one missed leg kills everything, like tripping at goal. Some chased losses, upping bets after every bad Sunday. Teams change, injuries hit, and the odds already priced that. Are you analyzing or just feeding an algorithm your paycheck? A promo isn't profit, it's bait, with bright colors. 15. Paying hidden bank fees you could avoid. Small fees can quietly drain more than a bad trade. Overdraft charges hit when debit swipes post in weird order. Wells Fargo and Bank of America faced lawsuits over practices. ATM fees stack too, especially when you're out of network often. Paper statements, minimum balances, and wire transfers add surprise. Then you pay late fees because the account went negative. Banks call it service, but it's revenue on autopilot. Have you ever audited your statements like a detective? 1 hour of cleanup can save months of leakage. 16. Ignoring employer 401k, match-free money on the table. Some workers leave thousands behind by skipping the 401. At big employers, HR calls it free money for saving. Yet new hires delay paperwork, thinking they'll start later. Each missed paycheck means the match disappears forever, quietly. Compounding then has less fuel, like a fire without kindling. Vanguard and Fidelity reports often show millions unclaimed nationwide. Years later, people wonder why their account looks so small. Would you refuse a raise that's literally written into policy? Enroll early, because time is the part you can't replace. 17. Keeping all savings in cash while inflation eats it. In 2022, inflation made idle cash feel like melting ice. People loved big balances, but prices rose faster than interest. Gas, groceries, and rent climbed, shrinking what dollars could buy. Meanwhile, some savings accounts paid almost nothing for months. The Federal Reserve raised rates, but the damage was done. Cash is a tool, not a long-term store of value. Even short treasury bills started looking attractive again, too. Do you want safety or certainty that you're losing quietly? Keep emergency cash, then let the rest actually work. 18. Panic selling during market crashes and locking in losses. In March 2020, panic sellers locked losses at the bottom. COVID headlines hit, and the S&P 500 plunged fast. People sold index funds, thinking cash was the only shelter. Then the rebound came, and they watched from sidelines. Stimulus checks, vaccines, and reopening hopes changed the story. Selling felt like control, but it was just emotion. The same pattern happened in 2008, and again later. If you needed the money soon, why was it invested? Plan ahead, so fear doesn't drive the steering wheel. 19. Trying to time the market instead of investing regularly. Market timers often miss the best days by waiting. After every dip, they demand certainty before buying back. In 2023, many sat out rallies while watching headlines. They chase entry points like catching a train by sprinting. But markets jump overnight, often after the scariest news. Dollar cost averaging just means buying steadily, through good and bad. It's boring, which is exactly why it works for humans. Do you want a perfect moment or a long runway? Consistency beats prediction, because prediction is rarely repeatable anyway. 20. Paying for high-fee mutual funds when index funds exist. High fees can steal your future without making headlines. For decades, many funds charged 1% plus extra expenses. He argued costs matter because returns are already uncertain. Yet salespeople pushed active funds, promising they could beat markets. Most don't, and the fee comes out every year. Even a small percent compounds, like termites in a wooden house. Are you paying for performance or paying for marketing? Low-cost indexing isn't flashy, but it keeps more winnings. 21. Borrowing against your 401k for lifestyle spending. A 401. Plans that you borrow from yourself, usually for 5 years. You repay with payroll deductions, so it feels painless. Lose the job, and the balance can become taxable fast. Then penalties hit, because it's treated like an early withdrawal. Meanwhile, the borrowed money misses market growth during repayment. People use loans for weddings, vacations, and gadgets often. If it's retirement money, why spend it on today's applause? Borrowing from future you is expensive, even when interest seems low. 22. Using credit cards for vacations you can't afford. A week in Cancun can take years to pay off. Credit cards make flights, and hotels feel like one click. Interest keeps running after the 10 fades and photos stop. Then an emergency hits, and the card is already maxed. Late fees stack, and your credit score takes the punch. The trip was real, but the debt souvenir lingers. Would you finance memories at 20% interest forever? Save first, then travel with a lighter backpack always. 23. Lifestyle inflation after every raise or bonus. A raise can disappear before the first bigger paycheck arrives. You upgrade the apartment, the phone, and the weekend plans. It feels deserved, especially after years of grinding hard. But fixed costs lock in, like concrete around your ankles. Then inflation or layoffs hit, and flexibility is gone. Lifestyle inflation is sneaky because it arrives as normal. You don't feel richer, just busier paying for more. What if each raise bought you freedom instead of stuff? Keep old habits a while and stack the difference quietly. 24. Skipping an emergency fund, then using debt for surprises. A flat tire becomes a credit card emergency without savings. It starts small, a dentist bill, a battery, a tow. With no buffer, people reach for high-interest debt first. Then interest grows, and the original problem feels multiplied. A medical copay turns into collections after missed payments. Emergency funds aren't investments, they're shock absorbers for life. How much calmer would problems feel with cash ready? Start tiny, then build, because emergencies don't schedule themselves. 25. Co-signing a loan and getting stuck with payments. One signature can turn someone else's dream into your bill. Parents co-sign student loans, trusting kids will handle payments. Friends co-sign car loans, believing friendship beats math always. But a missed payment hits your credit, not just theirs. Then lenders call you because you promised to pay. Relationships crack under money pressure, like glass under heat. Even if you help, refinancing later can be impossible. Would you lend cash today, without paperwork, for that amount? If you can't pay it, don't co-sign it ever. 26. Lending money to friends without clear terms. A friendly loan can end in awkward silence for years. You Venmo money fast because you trust the story. They promise next month, then life happens, and delays start. Without terms, nobody knows when repayment is actually late. You hesitate to ask because you don't want drama. They avoid you, and group chats suddenly go quiet. Small claims court exists, but friendship isn't worth court. Could a simple text agreement have saved this whole mess? Give gifts or write terms, but don't blur lines. 27. Buying a house rich and living house poor. A big house can leave you broke inside your own walls. In the mid-2000s, easy mortgages made bigger feel safer. Buyers stretched ratios, trusting rising prices would rescue them. Then 2008 hit, values fell, and refinancing doors slammed. Property taxes, repairs, and utilities kept coming every month. Some had granite counters, but no emergency cash at all. Foreclosures spread, and neighborhoods filled with for sale signs. Is the house serving your life or consuming it? Buy what you can maintain, not what you can borrow. 28. Spending big tax refunds instead of fixing debt. A tax refund can vanish in a weekend of shopping. Many Americans treat it like a bonus, not withheld wages. EITC recipients often plan big purchases when refunds arrive. Retailers know the season, pushing TVs, phones, and couches. Meanwhile, high-interest debt keeps charging interest in the background. A refund spent fast doesn't fix the leak causing it. Some split refunds, debt, savings, then a small treat. Would you rather celebrate now or sleep better later? Refund day is powerful. Aim it like a tool. 29. Not tracking spending and wondering where it went. People swear they're broke, then find $200 in subscriptions. Without tracking, money slips out like sand through fingers. Apps like Mint and YNAB exist because memory lies. A few coffees, rides hairs, and snacks quietly become a payment. At month's end, you're shocked, even though you felt normal. Tracking isn't punishment, it's turning on the lights now. Once you see patterns, you can actually change them. Do you budget with facts or with hope and vibes? A simple list can beat complicated guilt every time. 30. Paying for subscriptions you forgot you had. A forgotten $9.99 charge can become a yearly drain. Streaming apps and gyms rely on automatic repeat billing. Apple and Google make subscriptions easy and cancellations hidden. Free trials flip to paid, usually when you stop paying attention. A bank statement looks like alphabet soup of brand names. Canceling feels annoying, so you postpone and keep leaking. Once a quarter, do a subscription purge like spring cleaning. Which services would you rebuy today? With cash, gladly. If you wouldn't rebuy it, cancel it this week. 31. Eating out daily while saying you're saving. Daily takeout can cost more than a car payment. DoorDash and Uber Eats turn dinner into a button. Add Starbucks mornings, Chipotle lunches, and you're spending twice. Each meal seems small, but the month adds up loudly. Tips, service fees, and delivery fees stack like bricks. Cooking once creates leftovers, which is basically free tomorrow. Restaurants are fun, but routine eating out becomes autopilot. Are you buying food or buying escape from planning? One planned grocery trip can beat 5 random orders. 32. Shopping sales for stuff you never needed. A sale can turn saving into spending you never planned. Black Friday and Prime Day train brains to chase discounts. You click fast, fearing it will sell out soon. But the closet fills, and the credit card doesn't forget. Retailers use countdown timers, even when stock isn't scarce. Returns feel like work, so items sit unused for months. The best discount is skipping the cart entirely today. If it was full price, would you still want it? Write a list first, then only buy what's on it. 33. Paying for convenience delivery fees on everything. Convenience fees can quietly double the price of simple goods. Instacart markups, delivery fees, and tips hide inside checkout. Food apps add service charges, then suggest extra driver tips. When you're tired, you click yes and pay for it. Over weeks, those small add-ons become a big monthly line. Convenience is real, but it should be a planned splurge. Batch errands once a week, and you buy back margin. Are you paying for time saved or paying for habit? Use delivery when it matters, not when it's default. Ignoring insurance basics, then paying a huge loss. After a disaster, people learn too late what wasn't covered. During Hurricane Harvey, many Houston homes lacked flood insurance. They had homeowners' policies, but water damage was excluded. Wildfires in California also exposed gaps in coverage limits. Some picked the cheapest premium, skipping replacement cost protection. Then contractors priced repairs higher, and payouts didn't keep up. Insurance is boring until it's suddenly the main character. Do you know your deductibles, limits, and exclusions right now? Read it once, then sleep better when life gets loud. Never negotiating pay or rates and staying underpaid. Not negotiating can cost you more than one bad purchase. Your first offer becomes an anchor, and raises follow it. Companies expect negotiation, so they budget room into ranges. Yet many accept immediately, fearing they'll seem difficult today. Over years, that gap compounds, like interest in reverse. A simple question can unlock more pay, vacation, or title. Why leave money on the table when you did the work? Ask respectfully, back it with results, and practice saying it.